numbers as part of the application for fund. So it's really important for them that we tell them and show them that we were here and that we were participating, so they can go tell somebody else, send money. Whose first time is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many people are here who have presented in the past? 1, 2. All right. 3. Okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome, first timers. I'll tell you a little bit about what 1MC is, what we're going to do today. Then we'll welcome up some presenters. I'll stop talking and we'll kick it off. 1 Million Cups was started in 2012 by the Kauffman Foundation. It's been 13 years. I think a few weeks ago we were trying to figure out how many presentations they've probably held because there are 100 chapters nationwide, just like this, doing a little Wednesday event with 2 presenters. So thousands upon thousands, but it's pretty exciting. They don't try to pitch you anything. They don't try to sell you anything. There generally aren't investors in the room, but we do come and we practice our presentation skills. But more or less for the new people come and they tell their story. They're like, this is what I'm working on. This is what excites me about it. This is how I got into it. This is where we are. And really the more important thing is this is probably where I'm stuck. Because one of the greatest things about 1 Million Cups is that we get a chance to say, hey, what can we as a community do for you? Those are really powerful, and it's what brings people back week over week because there's just such a high energy and positive vibe of helping one another. And it's exactly what they thought would happen when they started. They thought, 1 million cups of coffee would educate, inspire, and connect entrepreneurs nationwide. And we get together and we share ideas, we talk about where we are. And the neat thing about the sort of feedback component of this morning is chances are if you don't have somebody's solution, somebody says, hey, I'm stuck here, but I'm also stuck there. So if somebody else says something wise, I'm going to take notes. Like that's really where some of the good ideas are spread, and it's powerful. So I'm going to call up 2 presenters. They're going to tell you their story. We're going to ask what we as a community can do for them, and we'll have a dialogue about what they're working on and where they are. And then we're going to meet some people, hopefully meet somebody new, network, get an energy boost, and go back to work. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. I'm feeling good. So let me call up the first presenter, Will. Can we give a standing ovation for Will? Huh? You like that? Let's
go. That was awesome. Thank you.
Tab 2 and request access. Oh no. That's you. I need to request. Give me 1 second here.
This is what happened to me, right? Like, dang.
Okay, hold on. We can do this. I'm requesting now.
Okay.
In the meantime, any events this week or next week that people want to share? Anything like, oh, you guys should all know about ... Anything? Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for coming. And nothing? No walking?
Are there any Halloween parties?
Yes. Any unique or creative candy sorting methodologies or techniques? No events? Okay. Well, I will go ahead and thank our sponsors. We're hosted by Workbox. They're very gracious. They offer the space for us at no charge. They also, if you guys want to stay and work for the rest of the day, I said the week, Workbox week. If you want to work for the rest of the day, go ahead and tell Cam at the front desk. I'm going to be sticking around, taking phone calls, piggyback on the Wi-Fi, get some work done. You're more than welcome to stay. Hopefully you've had some coffee. Hopefully we made it right. Like, we organized an event named after volumes and volumes of coffee, and half of us are like, yeah, I don't know how to make coffee with a big machine.
If you don't like it, it's my fault.
It's our fault. But it's totally our fault. It's a team effort. We can't blame one person. We don't point fingers.
Wait, there is an event next week.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the Grace Hopper celebration.
The Grace Hopper celebration. Tell us more.
Canva.
Just search up like store.
Over 20,000
Yeah, Canva.
people that come.
Amazing.
It's expensive, but you can use Chicago Love 25 as a promo code.
Chicago Love 25 as a promo code. Thank you so much. So the coffee that was made, I'm sure spectacularly, was brought to us by U3. They got a great story. They're out in the western suburbs. They're like 8 miles away, but they're entrepreneurs. They're like agency people. They did well. They said, hey, let's build a coffee shop and like really build a community. And we're like, we're building a community too. We got together. They're sponsoring 1871. They're sponsoring us.
Yeah,
I was like, you're monetizing this though, right? And I think they're doing fine, but it's really gracious of them to provide the coffee and the cups. So thank you to you three, and thank you to Workbox. Hopefully by now I can pull the presentation up and stop stalling.
You can't.
I can't. Okay, a guy's ice fishing. He,
I
what?
think he's gonna plug it.
Okay, all right.
I was like, I want to hear this joke.
Okay. Guy's ice fishing. He's got an auger. He's drilling into the ice. He's got his little seat he's going to sit on to keep his butt warm. He's got his tackle box. He's got a cooler of beers, and he hears, "There are no fish there." He's like, "Oh, okay." So like moves everything over a few feet, starts digging in another hole, and he moves all his stuff, and he gets ready, and then he hears, "There are no fish there." He's like, "It's amazing." So he moves like 30 feet away. Are we ready? Okay. He starts drilling a third hole, and he, gets all the stuff, and he said, "There are no fish there." He says, "God, is that you?" He says, "No, it's the ice rink manager." I mean, not bad, right? Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here for the next hour.
Do you have a clicker? Is there a clicker?
Yeah, right
It's
here.
all good.
Which one is the clicker?
It's,
This?
Wait.
But we need to plug it into the laptop. That's what.
oh, different laptop.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and stack yours on mine. There's just no concern
It's all
about
the scratch. Yeah.
the maintenance of my computer.
I'm good.
It's literally.
Hey,
called
can
the
we
circuit.
give Stuart a round of applause for just
There
absolutely
we go. Perfect.
Push down advances. I'm going to sit here if you don't mind.
All right.
Oh, I'm going to take a nap.
Well, hello everyone.
Hello!
I'm so glad to finally get up and do one of these. I'm not the best morning person, so it's very good to meet everyone. I think I know most of you all here, but this is my presentation, and I'm going to tell you about WSC. And yes, I know. I look like a comedian, but I'm not. I'm actually a AI strategist. I help people with their technical issues. My former life was a director of strategy at Microsoft, leading DT strategy, which basically means how can we kind of uncover some of those hurdles with technology, make you move forward. Also a Deloitte former alumni. So if we got any DDOT people here, I'd love to talk to you. And I'm also Arthur of Future Tech, so I like to talk about technology. And fun fact, I've been in a commercial. So
Which commercial?
I was in a DeVry commercial. Yeah,
Did you go to Dubai?
I did go to DeVry.
Okay, all right.
I did.
Authentic.
I know. So a little about the business. Essentially, I do everything. It's really hard for me to explain exactly what I do, but I'll say the three pillars. So it's basically, if you're a non-technical business, how do you transform some of these non or convenient processes into automatable things? Second one is how to use AI to grow your business. And third, finally, how do you get stuff done? Like, it's all about time. Let's make stuff happen. Microsoft, they always say you want to fail fast. So how do you fail fast and keep the heck going on? And, that's generally the consensus of everything from the technical portion of things. Now, I have two business models. I either go the traditional pay me now, monthly, or I go the equity where I work with you from a free, not necessarily free, but an equitable standpoint. Generally, the more risk is in the equity portion, but if I see a value into what you're doing, or if there's opportunity for growth, usually go with that. And I have some opportunities with that as well. But generally, it's just like a traditional retainer. And, as most of you all probably familiar with consulting, it's, how much hours and how much effort, and that gets equivalated to some machine, and it tells you, yeah, you need to pay this much every month for about 3 months, 6 months. And so I have two kind of businesses I wanted to kind of cover right now. So the first one is My Legacy. They were part of 1871. I'm also doing some of their advisory work. But essentially, it's a way that you can digitally prepare yourself for end of life. So if you're a startup owner, if you're in school, some of these things you really, don't necessarily think about, but you need to do them. So they kind of help that process. So kind of like the Trust in Life or Trust in Fund, I can't remember which one it is, but This one's better because it's more streamlined. And then we use a quantum safe algorithm that, you know, is quantum safe. So. And then the second one is Carbon. So basically, I think some of you guys kind of know what Carbon is luxury lounge. But essentially, we're trying to make the future hospitality happen. So how do we make that happen? So we have fully automated booking, reservation, call in, hey, let me book this 24 hours. Doesn't have to be someone that's at the call. It's just like total digital. Utilizes AI, transfer your data into CRM, books that reservation. Not only are we doing that, we also want to make this the next tech hub. So how do we do that? How do we bring more cool events, things, programming? The goal is just to have different things like this at the space too. So we could kind of tandemly use this as an event space as well as, you know, kind of maybe releasing the next product. You never know. And then my ask for everyone here is $1 million. No, I'm just playing. There's a few actually. So messaging for clients, right? So like I mentioned, we do everything under the sun. Sometimes, you know, channeling the focus is my biggest challenge. So love to get you guys' perspective on that. And then, you know, one thing I don't think I put in here is what is one of your biggest challenges when it comes to AI, right? Like everyone has that question. They're either fearful, they don't want to do it, but like what's one of the biggest challenges, I would say. And then from my work, what resonates with you? So, and I think that's it.
Awesome. Before we open it up to feedback, sure, I'll take it. Share with us what you're doing to find early stage founders so far for the audience.
Oh man, Google, Word,
Like AdWords
You know?
or like SEO?
like Google search, and I find someone's LinkedIn page. No, I'm saying. Really, honestly, how I find founders through partners and word of mouth. So people like, hey, my friend needs some help. He owns this business. He owns real estate. Real estate, I've noticed, is another one that needs that transformative capability. So,
Do you find that you're selling something additive or like pain avoidance through your solutions?
say pain avoidance. So, you know, it's like, how do we better our lives, right? Because, you know, a lot of companies' challenges are they don't have money to spend. So how do you alleviate that so you have more money to spend? So it's more or less just uncovering some of those revenue-driven opportunities, maybe, you know, not taking so much time on some stupid menial task, and yeah, so.
Awesome. Feedback. Yeah. Questions.
So can you walk us through what does a typical engagement look like? What does that look like? I'll start there.
Yeah, 60 days, kind of go through kind of life cycle of things. How can I, you know, coach revenue or opportunities? What AI products can help you, whether it be like, for example, the concierge application that we were building. That was something that we decided because, you know, people would be booking in for different things and they wanted a way to not only check 24/7, text, call, and chat, but also to kind of do other stuff. So like book and manage the reservation. So that was one thing. But generally speaking, it's a very custom engagement. So it could differ depending on like the need and want, but typically it's kind of like listing out some goods, some bads, some differentials, and then like an action plan to move forward. And then of course, right, like my priorities is, you know, I want to say other initiatives, but essentially you have to like keep those things kind of concurrently going. So
What's one AI tool where you find very like helpful generically across businesses?
I mean, you say ChatGPT, that's generally right, it's in the word, but I would say product wise, I think everyone needs some sort of like AI assistant coach mechanism, and that's the most robust in a way. It's tailored to fit any purpose.
So are you teaching people how to use ChatGPT, or is this like integrated with something?
Yeah, I could teach them that if that's the engagement essentially. So part of it is like how to use it better, how can you use it for your business, how can you transform your data with it, how can you kind of uncover certain things. So
Crystal.
oh, hey Chris.
I have two questions and comments. So under operational, where the biggest challenge, I think that one of my biggest challenges with AI is that there's an inundation of tools. And figuring out which ones are the best ones to use for your particular use case and being able to more or less string together a suite of tools that best meet your needs. In terms of marketing strategy, messaging to clients, is that specific to clients for my legacy business or for card or like?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Can you just give me a little bit more detail on what you're looking for in terms of messaging to clients?
Yeah, messaging as far as not only just like outreach, kind of continuous broadcast announcements. Marketing is not my I won't say forte, but I would say it's not my strong point. That's perfect. That is perfect. But yeah, I would say that's kind of my biggest thing. So those areas. So hey, I'm gonna go with him. And I'm gonna go with you.
Well, you went 3 in a solid line, by the way. It's like, oh, what do I do now?
I'm sorry. Huh? Next week? Oh man, I don't know about next week. We working on that, but yes.
That'd be sad.
Oh my goodness, you guys move fast. I love it.
Possibly in 2 weeks. We do have a gap in 2 weeks. We were chatting. It's funny. One of the things and it's difficult here too, when we have to come in the morning and set up, and it's like an evening space. It's an afternoon and evening space,
Yeah.
and so it's catering to an audience that's not like come in the morning and get your coffee and your presentation fixed. So we have like AV requirements. We've got personnel requirements. So tell him we need the help, and we can work something out.
Yes.
I love it. We'll take it. We'll take the help.
Yes, sir.
So in your former life with Microsoft, were you targeting large enterprises?
100%. So bigger clients, financials, honestly, everybody in this general loop area.
My question is, so why not target them in your
They already-
life as a consultant?
They're using Microsoft.
Yeah. It's a harder sell. I will say, bigger reward. I will say, but the challenge is, there's multiple reports you have to report to. 1, 2 is only one me, and 3 realistically, it's more risk for them. So
Yeah.
it would be good. Like I'd love to do that, but realistically, it wouldn't happen. So yes, sir.
Yeah. How do you verify the work that the AI does?
That's a good question.
Quality control.
Like with your first enterprise that you had with the watch training,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know that's just not getting flatly wrong?
So can I ask a clarifying question? So when you mean like verification of the AI's kind of output, so are you referring to, say, for example, the end of life planning, their that process? Long story short, they spent a great deal in R&D into enabled portion to it, where that record is kept safe and secure. So from that perspective, there is some trust and truity, but of course it's not 100%. And then from the suggestive part, of course you have to prompt, hey, subject to change, the kind of the standard generalized messaging. But realistically, it's still at a point where it's still research based and it's not going to be 100%. But I guess going into it, just that refinement and that fine tuning of those models that we utilize and ensuring that they keep that trust and guarantee for our specific case.
It's just in the interest of time. Quick, raise a hand. How many people are in like a professional services consulting coaching role right now? Look around. Like that's a lot.
That's crazy.
Messaging is a big thing we all struggle with. And
Yeah.
it's a weird transition because you start out, a lot of us, doing something and you develop a core competency, you get promoted, you have a few roles, you might have been in you as a person have been incubated and nurtured out of an enterprise, and now you're striking out on your own and you have the capability to do a lot of different things at a lot of different levels. And as a result, a lot of us, when we get into professional services, we immediately struggle with what the hell we're actually selling because there's so much we can do. The problem lies in the fact that we want to go to market and say, well, I'm really valuable because I can do so much. But when we shop, we don't shop for generalists. We don't look for Swiss Army knives. We get them as gifts, by the way. But nobody goes, you know what I need is a multi-tool. We generally see discrete problems as customers and clients. We see the world, we have nails and we have screws and we need a hammer and a Phillips head or a flathead screwdriver. And it's the hardest thing. I'm curious if, I'm getting some head nods, but as coaches and consultants who are supporting people who have a generalist skill set, we struggle because we're like, well, I don't want somebody to not hire me because they have the need I can fulfill, so I'll just tell them I can do everything. There's a disconnect, though, because people don't shop for the people who can do everything. They shop for the people who can solve the problem they have. And so now, as coaches and consultants, we have an issue because we have to make a decision, and it's terrifying. Because what if we make the wrong one? And what if somebody says, oh, I could have worked with that guy. I didn't know he did these things. That's just part of the jam. It's part of the gig and something that we have to get over. So my advice to you guys and to Will is to pick a lane. And like Miss ChatGPT 101, right? There's no ambiguity about what you do. And I think, for me, yeah.
Whistle.
I was like, oh shit, did I? So I'm through it myself, but as somebody who's lived it, if somebody calls and you get the conversation and you get the lead and you can have the dialogue, you can tell them all sorts of other things you can do, and it's an opportunistic sale. But when you're going to market, you got to say, I do these things for this audience, and you fill in that blank of value. And I think you get a shorter selling cycle. You get more inbound interest because people see you and they say, I get what this person does. I should probably talk to them. And while you're talking, you can be like, hey, you know what else is in my toolkit? And yeah, if you could do your cross-sell and upsell, great. This is a lot of hands went up, so I'm spending some time on this one. We're going to move on to the next presenter, but this is not an easy problem, and I'm sure all of you have felt the pain. Even some of you who are building products, you're like, well, I should add more features to be more attractive to a broader audience. This is not a new problem, but the win tends to be establishing a moat, a beachhead, or some starting point and finding a deep attachment to that thing from your audience, being able to clarify your message of value, and then to the extent that you could expand from there. So that's my feedback for the group. My man, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's hear it up for Will. I'm going to call up Emily. Can we give a standing ovation for Emily? Woo! Do you have a mic or a... Okay. All right, while I'm pulling it up, I got a knock-knock joke, but you have to start it.
Knock.
Who's there?
I don't know.
Guys, come on. All right. That's right. No, I'm being funny, though.
Stuart, do you want to tell them when your stand-up special is going to be on that?
Yeah. I'm waiting for the call. Put me in, coach. All right, the presentation's pulling up.
Great.
And nice. Okay, present and she's got it.
I have it on.
That's how on the ball we are. Okay, this is working.
All right,
So
excellent.
down advances to the next slide.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Will. Legacy. I didn't realize that this would be such a smooth segue, but I'm here to present Livable Legacy. Everyone has a legacy to live. So I'll start with a brief introduction about myself. I started my career in broadcast journalism at the BBC in London, actually. And from there, public broadcasting is pretty unique. You're informing and educating the public. So this is who you're working with is very front and center. Most of my career was spent at Columbia University running strategic programs and strategic partnerships. A lot of that was very community oriented, but of course these are students. So you're working with young people to engage them and really try to find where their passions are, where their talents are, and how they can use them, ideally to contribute to the world. Most of that's career part one. Most of that was centered around on-ramps, creating on-ramps for young people to, engage. My shift to Chicago and starting my own company shifts the focus to a very different point of the career arc and life stage. So Livable Legacy is focused on people who are navigating off-ramps. That tends to be a very challenging thing to do. So can you see the slides? Okay. So I think Barack Obama says it well. It's fair to say that 80% of the world's problems involve old men hanging on who are afraid. I happen to agree, but this is a very negative light to try to get clients. So I look at the opportunity. Baby boomers are retiring, or they should be retiring. Many are holding on, and because they're afraid of the unknown, and that's a very natural, very human fear. And so I would like to help them navigate that fear and keep purpose front and center as they step away from their careers. We know with the baby boomers right now, unprecedented transfer of wealth, generational wealth, that will be happening in the next 20 years. So we're talking a lot of money and a lot of opportunity.
$75 trillion.
$75 trillion. Yeah. So between the time, the money, and the fear, I see an opportunity here. And so do they. So ideal customers are boomers that are ideally high net worth individuals. So they have done their financial planning, they have done their estate planning, and this is an opportunity to do their legacy planning. That's not a thing yet. Legacy planning to me is, how do you want to be remembered? And how do you keep purpose, again, put purpose into practice and keep it at the forefront? So the ideal clients are high net worth individuals, but they see this transition as an opportunity to make meaning. They want to contribute to the world. A lot of people in this generation were in the streets protesting decades ago, and the state of the world is not so great. And they have a wealth of wisdom to share, and they want to share it. So my business model right now, at least, is essentially a consulting business model, a fee for service. These are the different phases of my process. I'd say something that differentiates me from a typical consultant is the focus on implementation. So it's not just talking we're doing. I want to implement these projects. So there are some milestones. I've been consulting for years, and this niche emerged. I started noticing a pattern. Who is coming to me for what? Who's paying me? What problems do they have that they're looking to me to solve or help them solve? So there was an aha moment around legacy. I really needed to test this. It sounded strange that I wasn't convinced that this was a real problem that needed to be solved. I think it is. Thanks to Polsky and 1 Million Cups, I was able to launch this summer, and the momentum is continuing to build, which is very exciting. But also challenges have emerged that I'm sure you all will be able to help me with. So the team, I have incredible people in my corner, but I think I need your help solving the challenges I'm running into. So my asks to you are converting leads to sales. So I have an incredible pipeline. People respond and they want to keep talking, but they don't take the leap. So I've got people, but how do I close it? So advice on sales. I also want to make sure I'm finding the right leads. Again, I think the ideal client will be a high net worth individual, because retirement is scary. You need to know that you have enough in order to be thinking like this. Another nice thing is that, like, the right leads, I find this has very broad appeal. And so that has me thinking about the next ask. Consulting and one-on-one time definitely has constraints. And so I would like to think about other ways that I might be able to provide this service to a broader audience that doesn't have such a high price point or as time constraints. That might be something tangible, might not be. Anyway, would love ideas on that. And I'm considering a co-founder. So this is right now completely a solo enterprise. I am very intrinsically motivated. I think I would be compatible with somebody who is extrinsically motivated. And the way that Connor helped me phrase that is someone driven to find creative revenue streams.
Yeah.
Marketing cost.
At any rate, thank you. These are my asks. I would love to hear what you have.
All right. Well done. Of course, my question is always going to be, what is your process of converting leads today?
Mm-hmm.
So we can figure out if there's anything we see differently that we might recommend. Maybe talk about number one for a little bit.
Yeah. So I am fortunate to have access to incredible networks.
Okay.
I collect people.
Yes.
I
Skip
like
to
people.
converting.
So it's like whoever, I don't know, whoever is ready to take the leap.
What kind of leap?
Like pay me, like sign a contract.
Is it clear what Emily does when they sign a contract?
It would be great if you could give a few examples of some successes.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be a little bit more tangible.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I do think I maybe left that out. So it's a project. We come up with a project. I think people are familiar with like passion project. I call this a purpose project, and I work with them to implement the purpose project. So, so I think the best case, example is a business owner here in Chicago. A small business owner came up as an entrepreneur here. He cares about, his legacy is he wants to support the community of entrepreneurs here in Chicago. He's mentored, but he's like, that's just one-on-one. I try these events, but they're expensive and they're, small scope. He's like, I want bigger. I want more. He's like, so how do I do this? And so I worked with him to tease out what the vision is, what does he actually want to do, and then how to do it. And we piloted this as a social enterprise, came up with the business model, did all of the pricing. We're going to do ticket sales. This is what they need to be. 2 tiers for experience versus new. Find the venue, do the pricing for the event, and we produced this event with 50 people.
So you're talking about like seminars or panels or something like that?
So this was we came up with the content, like it was networking plus. We didn't want it straight networking. We wanted really the exchange of information so that people can learn together and from each other, and really tap into expertise in the room and contacts, but have it intimate enough and interactive enough that that person is going to take your call. And so this will be a series of events based on how the first one went. Like, yes, we will do it again. We'll figure out, what the sequence of it will it be quarterly? He's already thinking about, oh, let's do a retreat. Like one evening was not enough. He wants to be able to dive deeper. But so this is his project. I just got it off the ground. He's been thinking about this for years, and he doesn't have the bandwidth. He's still working day to day, but he's bored, and he wants to queue this up for it, to be ready for him to step into. And so my challenge is to set it up as a social enterprise for those retirees so that there is an income stream, and there's incentive for me, so I get a % of the returns if there is.
I gotta miss this. Are you also doing supplying like the leads or?
So that's where we work together. Like I brought some. It was mostly his contact and his network. Like he knows the people and he wants to give back to them. So he brought most of the people. That was his challenge. He's like, I know all these incredible people. How do I get them together? Does that help? Yeah. Okay. Mhm.
So for your people that
Yeah.
you have in your network,
Yeah.
do they know that you offer this as a service? Do they all know that you launched this?
No.
Ah.
Soft launch.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
That's okay, right? Because
Yeah.
you can do the soft launch. You can reach out to people who you think might be a warmer lead
Yeah.
and start talking about it.
Yeah.
And then become more broad with your outreach, whether it's a phone call or email, and start doing the story.
Mhm.
And then you have to figure out what is your marketing onboarding sequence,
Mhm.
right? Because you don't want to rub anyone in your network the wrong way by being too salesy or pushy.
Yeah.
But there's this piece of, oh, are you thinking about your legacy?
Yeah.
Let me share a story about what I of my client need and interaction. And I think you'll learn quite a bit with their feedback and their response to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But letting them know that you're
Yes.
doing things.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Uh-huh.
I think the problem is very like, I don't resonate with it as much as I'm like,
You're not close to
Yeah.
retirement?
no, exactly. I'm in the process of like building my legacy right now.
Yeah.
But, for someone, like I have friends still in the workforce and they still have this similar problem. But I think like a freemium kind of like tier to introduce like this passion of yours and like intrinsically put what you just elaborated onto a brochure, a document, or like a podcast.
Mhm.
I think that's step one of so people can understand what they're thinking in their head and have someone else resonate with it.
Yeah.
And then if you want to learn more, click here.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you get that one-on-one call, as a founder, like I'm always hit with a bunch of offers.
Mhm.
And when someone has one price, it's like, okay, like I'm Midwest. So like people in Florida are like, sure, like whatever, I can afford it or not.
Mhm.
But like in the Midwest, people are like, you know what? I don't know. There might be a rainy day around the corner.
Mhm.
So understanding that your pricing in those meetings, you have to have a grand price of like, 20K, and you're like, someone's like, no, whoa, it's crazy, but I do want to do something with you.
Mhm.
So you have to price down and
Yeah.
kind of meet them at the small stepping stone
Yeah.
and allow that pricing mechanism to see the return.
Yeah.
But also don't be constrained about being in the Midwest and saying that people are not willing to take the lead, because that's just like maybe this market.
Mhm.
And so being multi-market and going to different events and having that documentation and having that like teaser ready, but then going to other things, because you might get yeses and your thoughts here might be different because you're in the wrong market for
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
So like if you're in Naples, Florida,
Yeah.
everyone you talk to might be,
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just like broadening that scope, but just
Yeah.
definitely having that content ready.
I think you bring up an interesting point too of like how it resonates. There, people at different stages of their career are disconnected from purpose in different ways.
Yeah.
So like I definitely think those are future customers. This is my beachhead.
Yeah,
like I want to be able to, provide something of value to, peers of yours that are disconnected from their purpose too. Yeah, but yes,
Got time
completely
for
agree.
maybe one or two more. Dan?
Okay. Yeah.
So I have the advantage of having seen your presentation
Yes.
before.
Yes.
This
Uh-huh.
is way better.
Thank you.
Right?
Yay!
I agree with the thing about maybe how the slide that the examples,
Mhm.
because what you do is unique.
Yeah.
And maybe this is because I'm myself
closer.
Feel like this is a presentation given to young people about people you assume are not in the room.
Mhm.
Right.
Because it's all they.
Yeah.
And Barack Obama, as he gets older, isn't going to agree with his former self. So I don't. And you were giving a presentation. I mean, it's like right fit for this audience.
Yeah.
But I think if you actually had potential customers in the audience, they would find this off-putting.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, and
They-
now an anthropologist has come and examined you people, and
It-
so there's a way to make it feel less like.
Yeah, thank you. And that I've run into. There are like very clear generational audiences, and I haven't figured out how to balance
Yeah,
that.
there's got to be ways. So
Yeah.
I would say, thank you, Jesus. I'm coming up and working.
Well, she needs to ask at the end of every presentation, if you'd like to introduce me to your parents. No, this is, I mean, our average age is like 32 plus or minus 5 years. And so all of us are very far from, all of you are much further from this as being a reality. But there's, retirement or the end of career life is sold as like like freedom and time. But there's a real dark loss of dignity, because if you've spent 40 to 50 years building a legacy professionally, and then even if you choose to retire, not to be forced out, but like you leave that, you're now starting over, but you're way later in your life stage. You're hearing feedback, and I think it's critical. All these are kind of related to what it is you're actually selling. I think you've done a good job saying, here's who I represent. I think where you need to work more creatively is in what I'm doing for them.
Mm-hmm.
And what I got out of it was, you've had a goal and you've had a purpose and you've had a mission. And now that you've retired, you need a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can help you find yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I can help you build the plan and execute towards it.
Mm-hmm.
That for me wasn't clear until
Yeah.
we started talking more
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah.
But I think is very powerful for the right audience. And I think it's really good feedback. But I'm actually okay with saying, hey, I'm working on something I don't expect any of you to be a customer for 20 plus years or 30 or 40. But it's important for me to share the message because it's a real problem. And I'd love to just have a dialogue about it. I'm okay with that. I don't think in every room, everybody has to be the customer. But then it's the onus is on you to be better prepared to tell us what it is you do for that customer.
Yeah.
One more, and then we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think this is a phenomenal company that you built.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not retirement age yet, as a millennial, this resonated with me because I'm very involved in my community. Start my planning early because who doesn't love fun named after them? It's something they work toward and build, for later in life. So even though I'm not close to retirement, I would look to, talk with you a little more about how I can get started building my own legacy.
Yeah.
as a
Yeah. That's great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. That's it. We're done. I hope you guys stick around, meet some new people. If we had any more coffee, we're happy to serve it to you. But thank you for coming to this week's 1MC. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. What'd you say? Oh, if you can move some chairs to... If everybody could bring one upstairs, or anybody bring one chair upstairs, help us move chairs. Could we have the presenters come up? We're going to give some swag. We're going to take some pictures. Thank you for a great audience. Laughing at my terrible jokes.
You've been killing it, man. You must do this all.
Every week.
I think so.